Hello and welcome back to another Understand Your Buyer video. In this video, we're talking about the inevitable effect. So what is it? Well, sometimes technology and things advance in such a way that things become inevitable, and as such, we can highlight that in our communication and we can use that to educate buyers as to their buying decision, whilst also reminding them of the limited amount of choice and the fact that things will be changing anyway. Change is inevitable, so it kind of makes sense that they do it as quickly as possible to reap the benefits as quickly as possible. How does it work? Well, it works primarily because of FOMO, fear of missing out, bit of a lack of choice, and also this notion of educating your buyer. So for example, if you can imagine a time when websites were just coming into play in the world and businesses were having them, and you were in the website business trying to convince people that, hey, you need a website, this is the way it's going, then that's an example of the inevitable effect. I'd be talking to you saying, look, X many millions of businesses every year now are getting websites and trading online. It kind of makes sense for you to be there. That's FOMO, fear of missing out. I don't think you're going to have much choice in the matter. You're going to have a website at some point. So it makes sense to embrace it as quickly as possible, which is lack of choice. And then finally, here are the benefits of having a website. This is what it means for you, etc., etc. Now, your buyer may not be aware of the situation they're in, so it's kind of on you to educate them and to bring awareness to them. And they also might want to beat their competition or not want their competition to beat them to the punch. So these are a couple of things to bear in mind when you're talking to people. So if you're in an industry where things are changing and improving and there's an inevitable nature to it, if you think about the adoption of electric vehicles, for example, selling electric car chargers and electric vehicles themselves, and other things that go along with that, there is an inevitability that at some point, obviously maybe it's a way off, will be 100% electric vehicle. There'll be no petrol or diesel vehicles forevermore. So using that notion of inevitability, we can educate potential buyers and say, look, it makes sense for you to do this, A, because you don't want to miss out, and B, you might as well get the speed advantage. Why wait to be pushed? Just do it now and embrace it. So how can you use it? Well, if you work in a space where things are genuinely moving forward in a certain way, like everybody needing a website or electric vehicles, etc., then you can use this. You simply need to highlight to the buyer that being an early adopter has advantages, and you've got to spell it out to them. You're going to have all these advantages from being an early adopter, but you're going to be forced to adapt anyway. So it makes sense to adapt on your terms rather than being forced to adapt down the line. That's the argument we're making with the inevitable effect. Now, surely there are costs and lost opportunities associated with inaction and delay, and we need to highlight those to the buyer. So it's inevitable that electric vehicle consumption is going to increase, and you're going to have to do this and have to do that, etc. You don't have to do it now, but if you put it off for 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, whatever, you might find you're missing out on government subsidies and this and that, and there's a cost involved in it. As you're going to have to embrace electric vehicles at some point, it's inevitable, you may as well do it now. Here are the benefits for doing so quickly. So that's the inevitable effect. Reminding buyers that certain things are unavoidable can help them to make a better buying decision faster. Well, that's it for another Understand Your Buyer video. And if you like this kind of stuff, then you'll definitely like the book, which you can buy at understandyourbuyer.com.